There will never be a band quite like Rage Against the Machine. Every generation has its loud bands, every era has protest music, but Rage Against the Machine wasn't just reacting to the world around them, they collided with it. They were so ruthless, unapologetic, and low-key, my childhood. Yes, this is a real photo of me. Goated? Leave your thoughts below. Rage had such a unique sound. It was chaotic, yet poetic. I always idolized and loved Tom Morello. Tom Morello didn't play the guitar like guitar. He used a lot of scratching, screeching, mimicking sirens and turntables. It was so epic. We had someone like Slash who got a lot of headlines around the time as Tom, but Slash had these beautiful, perfect sounding solos and pieces of music, which also is incredible. I'm not dissing Slash here, but Tom and Rage made this insane, chaotic, unhinged type of sound that I always loved so much, and it was very hard for anyone else to mimic, and I haven't heard anything quite like it since. It wasn't flashier for headlines. They weren't trying to be different. It was just kind of who they were. This music was chaotic, and it fit them perfectly. And then there was Zach De La Rocha. His ability to switch between rapping or singing didn't feel like other artists. It was more so like him declaring or preaching. His voice wasn't polished or like super melodic. It was powerful and very much felt like he was a leader. The way he delivered lyrics truly felt like he was leading a riot or a protest, megaphone in hand. For as chaotic as this band was, they were very focused on making their point. A lot of bands write political music, even now you see some here and there, but Rage Against the Machine named names. They weren't afraid of being shut down or getting banned from TV shows or blacklisted anywhere. They didn't hide behind metaphors. They would tell you straight up the truth in how they felt. They talked about imperialism, police brutality, corporate power, and mass incarceration. They printed political prisoners' names in their liner notes. They quoted revolutionaries. They expected their audience to learn something, and the people that they showed did. I remember being a kid renting the live show DVDs and seeing people rioting, fighting police, protesting behind Rage's message. It was insanity, but showed the type of following they had, the Arthur Fleck of music, honestly. And that began to make people uncomfortable, but only the people of power, the people with secrets, and the people who knew that Rage was exposing them. Rage asked you to pick a side. Rage Against the Machine came out at a very specific time, pre-social media, pre-algorithm, pre-branding. Back then, if you wanted your message heard, you had to say it loudly, and boy did they. Rage didn't worry about being canceled. They didn't soften their message for radio play. They didn't explain themselves in interviews to try to make anyone understand. They wanted you to listen, and if you agreed, you agreed. They trusted that the music and the message would speak for itself, and it definitely did. I truly feel like there will never be a band quite like Rage Against the Machine ever again, because today, rebellion is monetized. People will be shut down. People are afraid to be heard because they might be, sadly, assassinated, targeted, frowned upon, or simply told to stop. Outrage gets engagement. Rage Against the Machine existed out of that loop. They didn't need to constantly release content. They didn't dilute their message to stay relevant. They never stopped being themselves. They made their statements and would watch how the world responded. Rage Against the Machine proved that heavy music could be more than that. It could be smart, powerful, a message that anger could be disciplined. You can hear their influence everywhere, but you'll never hear another Rage, because Rage wasn't just a band, it was a moment when sound, politics, and cultural tension aligned perfectly, and moments like that don't quite repeat. There's always going to be loud bands in the future, there's always going to be political bands, and there will always be angry music, but I do not see another band like Rage Against the Machine happening ever again. If you agreed with this video, let me know in the comments down below, leave a like on it, and don't forget to subscribe. I actually typed up a script. I was kind of cooking with this one, because this band is just so iconic and so important to my life. Rage Against the Machine, absolutely peak. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.